Welcome back to the slot car room. I'm Rich. Pleasure. And yeah, this is the amp chassis here. I just forgot to turn the camera on, so I got the camera on now. And I took the old wires off, and I soldered the new wires on. Red goes on the driver's side, and black goes on the passenger side. And I actually took this down to the garage and drilled it out. So I used a 9/64 drill bit to make the hole that's in there a little bit bigger, and actually sanded the sides because the bulb is not perfectly round. Looks more like Montebello on the back of a nickel. Like that. So I sanded a little bit off the sides, and if in the whole unit, the side of it and the bulb itself all goes into the housing, nice and tight. And let me turn this light off, and we'll throw her on the dyno and take a look at her. There she is. Let me get something to point with without burning my hand on my iron. These two spots on the board, I don't know if Unlighted had this board or not, but this board here, this spot here, this side here is the passenger side, the very last solder spot for the headlight and headlight. So if it doesn't have a headlight, you might be able to solder one on. I'll have to do that if I ever get one that doesn't come with headlight but it has that board. I'll try soldering it on. That goes in like that, so that means it's in backwards. Yes. And then once I make sure that it's working correctly, I will super glue the unit back in. Be exact. I'm gonna take the bulb out right now, being a pain in the butt. So put together like that, snaps in. Comes right back out. And she burned out. And it may be because I bent the wires too much. I don't know. I need to glue that up in there. It may have touched off on something. I may need to separate them and put a piece of tape around them because they're getting bent. So I will do that. And while the glue is drying, I'm going to super glue this headlight unit back in. I moved everything around. Yeah, some smartass had to get cocky about me spelling something wrong, so I had to spell it correctly just for his punk ass, and then I moved everything around. All the whole top row up here didn't have any at all on it, any names on it, so I did that. And the super glue is going to be stuck shut. There we go. Dab will do you. And hold that for 45 seconds. And that little bulb. I think I'll get a piece of tape and stick between the two wires so they don't get smashed against each other or down against the can. If these wires touch the can itself or the board somewhere other than where they're supposed to, it gets short out, burn the bulb out, or stop it from coming on. So that should be dry here in a minute or two. And, okay, if I can find my tape. One that says color tape. Yeah. Okay, wrap that around and come around the other wire so you're covering both of them. And then we can bend her down like that. And hopefully she doesn't touch off on anything and she lights up. She is touching on something. Yep, she's touching on something. So we're gonna have to insulate the can. You could always try not trimming as much insulation off of the wire, and you're probably gonna melt it. But let's get this down a little bit, and we'll stick the tape on the can because I think it's touching and shorting out. Oh yeah, then it just comes right off. Yeah. I think it just pulled out of the board is what it did. Yeah. So yeah. Let me try something here. Just to find out. So yeah, those two spots pulled right out of the board. So it's a pretty cheap board. Might be able to get it to go back in the board. I'm not sure if it'll go back in the hole or not. Yeah, you can see the little things off the board, but it ain't gonna go back in. So yeah, the headlights. This is a real cheap made board, and this hole and this hole here. This is the red wire. That's the black wire side of these holes. Red wire, black wire, and the whole solder point that went down in and touched the board on it actually just pulled right off. So you can see it sticking up right here. Kind of hard for you to see. See how it's sticking out? That is the point that goes down inside the hole. So this board is a very cheap board. Those wires that were on the original wheat bulb are really small chintzy wires, and one of them it broke right inside the bulb itself. So yeah, it looks like the pickup shoe is another board for the pickup shoe is touching, and that's what's bringing the juice up here to the can. And it goes into the board, then it comes back out, and it goes into the can right there. So this black wire comes off of this green board up here. There's a green board. See it? The green board. The pickup shoes are touching this green board, part of the green board, and this shoe comes up the black wire and goes into this board, and then it goes from this board, it goes into the can on the one side. This one here has this little resistor that takes the noise out of your TV screen, or some are saying that it has to do with cell phones. And it goes up into the board, and it comes off the board, and it comes into the can over here with this black wire. So I think you could probably take these black wires and solder it right to the can, this black wire right to the can, and delete this board. And I bet this thing would run really fast then. Am I going to do that now? No. But I wanted you to see that it did work. The LED bulb did work. But when you bend it around, it breaks out the board. The board is really cheap. This is a very cheap board. It's really thin. You could hardly see it. And like I said, the pickup shoe and the spring from the pickup shoe is soldered right there. Comes up this black wire to this board, comes off the board down to the can. I could unsolder that and solder it right to that, and then it comes off of this diode through this resistor to the board, comes off the board back to that. I could just take and put these right to those and delete this board. And you know what? I think I'm going to do that. Might as well, not better to do. So I'm going to dyno this and see what numbers we get. It's got these extra magnets. I'll take the extra magnets out right now, and we'll dyno this thing, get a number, and I'll unsolder that and take that board off and see how it does without the board. I'm not sure if all the amp chassis have one of those boards or not. I don't know. I haven't messed around with enough of them. Maybe they all do. Maybe only the lighted ones. I don't know. But let's dyno this. We'll get a number. Write her down. Then I'll unsolder that. And I'll resolder. I've got those two on here. We'll delete the board. What we got here? 320. I think we hit 325. He's averaging 316, 15, 14. Seems like it's getting slower and slower. I think this can actually gets hot being on the dyno. Alright. Let's say it was 325. I think it was 325. Okay. And yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll unsolder this and we'll take this board off of here. Okay, we got that. And we got, gonna have to do one on one side and one on the other side. There we go, resistor. And this one's on the bottom down here. Alright, there's the resistor. We got it off. And I'm going to yeah, this board here, it's just laying on here, so it's not the back is soldered to the actual yeah, that just I'll get that off there in a few minutes. That wire sticking up off there, I don't want to keep that on there. I'll just do it now while this thing's still relatively hot right here. Alright. And, ouch, 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 ouch. Okay, well, what we have here, well, okay, on that wire needs to come off the board. This black one, I got the other side off. I need to get this side off. Because this is on a can, it needs to run straight to the front board. There we go. Now I got my two wires off. One's off the motor, one's off the can, one's got to go to the can, one's got to go to the, yeah, should say pickups, front board, rear board. Ouch. What the? Okay, we got one wire. Got the passenger side. Now this other side's got to be soldered on down here by the... I'm going to leave that aluminum guide pit in. That'll suck some of the heat out of it so it doesn't get the plastic too hot. Well, I had it real nice. Just changed my angle. Got it? Just barely touch it. Alright, let me separate these wires. I can show them to you. Okay. The board's been deleted. This black wire is going to the can and down to the pickup board. That's going from the can down to the pickup board. That green board there is what the pickup shoe. And they did not hurt the springs any. Everything's good to go. Here's the board. And here is the resistor. Alright. Let's see if she runs. Wow, look at that. 56. They hit 56, 53, 50. Wow. 53, 52, 53. That's 52. Let's say 52 is the number. And we got 25. We got 325 the first time. And we got 352. Well, I hit 53. We'll say 52. 352 after. And that's a step of 25. 27 actually. 28 if you count the 53. And it was doing right here on the dyno. And that's just eliminating that board. 357 it hit when it first took off. So that thing was down to like 309 when it got hot, and it's not getting hot again like it was because that board's gone. So it's hovering around 345. So yeah, just taking that board off, you get a lot more performance out of it, a lot more. So I'm going to yeah, there we go. You get at least 25. At least 25 taking that board off of the old amp chassis. I'm going to well, this thing's all super glued in there. It just needs a headlight. Now, I could probably glue the LED headlight in right off of the, yeah, right off of there. But, I want to run the car around the track first. And we'll take a few laps on around the track. Yeah, this thing flies. Yeah, this thing runs great. This thing's fast. Like, wow. Yeah, I'm just feathering the throttle. I'm just feathering it. Yeah. And I never put those other magnets back in. Let me put it on pause and throw those other two magnets back in. We'll see how it goes. Alright, I'm back. I got the other two magnets back in. Need a runner. Oh yeah. Yeah, I love this damn chassis. This chassis is awesome. I don't like the cheap headlight, the weak bulb they put in. I don't like how it was glued in there. I think it's some kind of a plastic bulb. Because when I cleaned that hole out, there was no glass in it. It was just pieces of plastic. And I crumbled them with my fingers and there was no glass. And I don't like that bulb they put in, and I don't like that board they put in the resistor. Take the board, the resistor, the bulb out of it, and this thing freaking flies. It flies. This thing's awesome. Put those extra chassis magnets in, those little round magnets. I'm not sure where Adam got those, but they're really, really good. This thing's really, really. I'd like to see this thing on a downforce meter and see what the downforce is. I'd say it's probably at least level 50, maybe it's closer to level 60. This thing flies. There you have it. Yeah. Yeah, amp chassis without the board on it. This board is very, very thin. It's a very cheap board. It actually looks really thick right there, but it's not. I'd say it's probably a 64th of an inch at that, and it's really thin. And yeah, this resistor here, it took a lot. 25 on a dyno. Yeah, it took a lot out. This video is coming up on 30 minutes. I think what I'm going to do is I'll put the headlight in here some other time. I want to try to put that LED bulb in here. Should have did it when I was putting those wires on, but I didn't know if it was going to run like that. But it does, and it runs good, really good. So yeah, here's my LED bulb, and yeah, it's gonna be a little tricky doing it because you're gonna have pressure on the other wire. You gotta try to get both wires, have to hold them together and try to solder them. I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys on pause, and I'm going to set it up to do that, and I'll put it back. You guys can watch me do it. I'll put the headlight in now. What the heck? So I need to get a little more. Exposed wire on the red side. Black side's good. Red goes on the driver's side. I'm just going to stick it down here on the front, because it's so easy to put it right here. Okay, I thought it would be. Here we go. Little flux helps out a lot. The whole problem is I'm worried about hitting these tires because I can't replace these tires. So, yeah. And I keep hitting that wire sticking up in the air. Just hit the hub. Gotta be careful. And they do come off, so yeah. Okay, take them off. You're better off taking them off. Then we'll set it up to where I can get to it without, well, you gotta have pressure when you push down, or I'm going to bend this wire in like that. There she is. Oh, these are adjustable. There is 2 holes in here. They're kind of close together. There's not much of a difference, in my opinion. Make sure that that's the right wheelbase, and it is. Let's the brake off? Yeah, it did. Okay. The red side came off. Better now than later. So it does work. And this car is in the front hole. I'm gonna have to bend this so it goes up in the roof. It's way too far. Yeah. Maybe the wire should have been longer. Doesn't look like it's in the hole properly because it's way up in here, so I think it came out of the hole. Did it? Yes, it's not even in there. It's too short. There's no way, yeah, there's no way for it to go in. It's way too short. I'm gonna need to make it longer. I'll put you on pause and I'll make a new one. Hold on. Alright. These are 1.5 millimeter bulbs, not 3 millimeter. Take the front axle back off. Makes it so much easier. Alright, this bulb is still good. We'll save that for another car. Okay. Red goes on the driver's side. Got way too much wire. Trimmed off too much. Give it a good tug now, instead of having to break it off later. There we go. Make sure she works before we go any further. Yes, she does. Alrighty. Hopefully. I didn't want to stick it back on the can. If you're asking that, why did you put it out front and not back on the can? It's because this side here, the passenger side, the black side is up top, but the other side's way down inside there, way down the bottom. And I'd have to pull the whole motor out, solder it on, then put the motor back in. Someday maybe I'll try that. And this should be perfect now. Now the other bulb, I sanded the side of it, so I'm going to get my paper out and sand the side a little bit, because like Montebello, like I showed you in that picture I drew, it sticks out a little bit on the side, so I have to sand the side a little bit, enough for it to fit in there but be tight. There she is, and looks like she's a tad long, but not too bad. Turn this light out so if it does work, we can actually see it. I think I'm positive. Yeah. Yeah, it looks a lot better than the regular 3 bulb. Right, 350 on a dyno. I mean, that's really, really good. And yeah, let's take her over to the truck. I'll put you on pause and we'll turn the lights out all the way around. Back at the truck. Oh yeah, look at that. That looks awesome. I don't know if you guys can see how good that looks, but it looks really, really cool. It makes the light look blue. It's really cool. I like that. Really nice. I'm glad that board was, well, I'm not glad that the board was a cheap board and I had to take it out. But this car runs so much better without that board and without that resistor in there. Capacitor, flux core capacitor, 1.2 gigawatt. But yeah, this thing runs awesome. It has serious potential. If you can work on it like I worked on it, you can make a really, really nice car. Because that's a really, really good chassis. It's basic to start with. It has its issues, like I've showed you in the first video. And like we just learned in this video, it has issues. But I bypassed all those issues. Thank you again to the original Adam Hurt, Adam Small Cars and More. Thank you, buddy, for sending me this awesome Chicago Police amp chassis car to review. Really awesome. Thank you. And Brianna and Alex. You guys can catch him on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Right here on YouTube. But yeah, this thing's awesome. I love it. Yeah, it's a cool car. Really, really nice. I like it a lot. LED lit amp chassis. There you have it. Auto World amp chassis. Lit up LED headlight. Runs awesome. I had to change the tires out. These tires here are compound 3. C3, compound 3. They're too hard. I like compound 2. Wish I get some new fronts, silicone fronts. Look a lot nicer. Really cool car. These things are very fast. I changed out the plastic guide pin and put the aluminum guide pin. They come with these plastic. These things work good if you're running on a Carrera. You have to solder some braids on here, make them a little wider, and yeah. But this car was really, really nice. I had to take the lights off the top. I had to hollow out the hole where the light goes in. It had a plastic one that was glued in. It was glued in, and ultimately took this board out. The board is too cheap and chintzy that the 2 solder points for the headlight actually just pulled right out after I soldered the headlights in. It did work, but then it has this capacitor. I took both of those off and deleted them. Then it ran great. I ran a 350, went from a 325 to a 350 on a dyno. And then I went and soldered in the LED headlight. Beautiful car now. Beautiful car. So, besides the only issues I have with this new amp chassis, number 1 is that guide pin is junk. It's this 2025. Put aluminum guide pin in it. The tires are junk. Put some good silicones on it. The magnets on the chassis are pretty good. I'd say they're probably a level 42. You want to get it to a level 52. I added the extra magnets, and yeah. Down inside, runs awesome. 350 plus on the dyno. That's near Viper territory there. 4.0 or higher Viper. So yeah, that's it. It way surpasses the Mega G Plus. I think it's a better chassis than the Mega G Plus. I'd say about 1,100, maybe closer to 1,200 laps on this car. There ain't even no holes in the pickup shoes yet. These shoes, I'm not sure how long they'll last. I'm not even sure how to take. I could take them out. They're like the old Tycos. I'll show you. They're like Tyco pickups. And if you see that little front piece right there, somebody was asking me how to adjust the travel on these. You don't need to adjust the travel on them unless there's something wrong with the spring. But these front pieces right here, that front, those could get bent down, and then you would need to put a screwdriver in, push down on the pickup and get a screwdriver down there and bend it up a little bit. And that's how you adjust the travel on them. I forget who asked me that. I apologize. I get so many emails and so much stuff going on that I forgot. That's how you adjust the travel. They're a lot like that. You just bend it. You bend the end up straight. This end piece right here, you bend it all the way up straight, so it's up straight. It'll push down through, and you can take it off. You can change these. And there's a fella making new ones. He flattened them out, and he's laser cutting them out of something, and he's selling them for $2 a piece. I ain't paying it. Kiss my butt. That's bullshit. And he thinks he's special, but he's special, all right. But yeah, these here are the same way. There's a little right there in the front. You just bend it up a little bit. You can push it down and take it out. They do have springs in them. The new one, you would stick in the back, you push up, and you'd push up in it, and it would come up, and then it would lock into place as it comes up. So it don't come out, and then you gotta bend it up so it come back down out. I don't like that. I don't like the how small they are. Less to touch the rail. But it might prove to be better in the long run. I don't know. But yeah. It's a really nice chassis. I like them. I give it an A. Not an A plus, like I said. But better tires, better pickup shoe, better tires, better guide pin, and don't put those boards on there. I don't know who, what, where, when, and why. I guess it has to do with putting that resistor on there. I don't know if that's required by the FCC. I have no clue. Maybe it is. Somebody's commented on that the last time, and in the first video, and said it's a requirement. I don't know for sure. Let's take the fella's word for it. It probably is. And they probably had to put them in there. So, Tyco did it for a while. I even found one of these. When I was doing my Tyco Tuesday video, I was looking for a 440 clip hanger. And they make 4 different clip hangers. 440, 440 times 2 narrow pan, 440 times 2 wide pan, and an ultra clip hanger. But I found this narrow pan 440 times 2 chassis, and it actually has one on it. Why? I have no clue. But I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to put an LED light on it. Might as well. The solder's already there. I appreciate you guys coming in. This is going on 50 minutes. I didn't want it to be that long. You guys got to see what I did. I soldered on the LED. It worked, but then it came right off because it's a cheap board. And we took the board off. Way better dot numbers on the dyno. Then we ran around the track. Then I soldered the LED headlight in. It was too short because it's got to come from the front all the way back and then up and go in. So I need it longer, so I put a longer one on. It works great. Car runs awesome. Thank you again, Adam Hurt. Thanks for everybody for coming in, checking it out. If you have the opportunity to buy one and you're interested, buy it. Try them. If you're having issues with it and you don't know how to work on it, you want to send it to me to work on, I will. Like I said, send me $6 cash in the container so I can mail it back to you. Like $5.85 to mail back, $5.90, whatever it is, depending on where you live. Some people it's $6.50, but they're not bad to work on as long as you can solder. What's the worst that's going to happen? screwed up and can't get to run. Yeah, you'll figure it out. There. I like them. For a 12, 13, 14-year-old, they're not good. If you're just learning how to fix them or work on them, you don't want them. They're not easy to work on. Of course, they're a little bit more simpler and plain than working on a 440 times 2. I'd actually like to take the can out of this car, but it's got that other little board on it. When I had the wires off of it, I could have pulled it out. But I could take it out and then solder the light on right to the can motor. Try that too. But appreciate you guys coming in, checking this out. I know it's kind of long. Those of you are interested, I'd say you definitely learned something. I learned a lot from it. And again, thank you, Adam, Brianna, and Alex at the Hurt family. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. You guys sending that to me. That was awesome. And yeah, this unit here is glued in half-assed. You gotta pop it out, drill the holes out, put it all the way together, super glue it. Yeah, it does have issues, but like majority of Auto World, really nice body. This is a Chrysler Impala or Imperial, Chrysler Imperial, I think. It says Dodge, but one of them is Illinois license plate. It says DODGE, but it's not centered. And then on the front it says Dodge, and the O is over the center. So it's D-O to center, then DGE. It's off center too. I guess majority of Chinese people, that's what these are made in China, never have driven a car. They just ride bicycles. But in the last 20 years they started driving cars, so they're polluting the earth and sucking up a lot of the oil and gas. They're better off if they just stayed on their bicycle, in my opinion. You may not agree, but that's a couple billion people. That's a lot of people driving. They all had cars, and they're not importing any American cars. So you know, Chery, C-H-E-R-Y, 1 R, Chery Auto, over there in China. Learned something new. But yeah, Police 437, detailed really nice, nice body. Yeah. So thank you for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Want to support the channel, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like that chassis, go into the comments, give me a thumbs down in the comment, not on the video itself. Chassis sucks. Well, some people don't want to work on them, and some other people don't mind, but yeah. Unlighted chassis, you shouldn't have that issue. Just change the tire. You can leave that guide pin in if you like it, but those tires aren't that great. You're going to need to change the tires. Even Terry Flynn had to change them on the dump trucks. They weren't high enough, and they were rubbing on the rails. So, yeah. Be prepared to change the tires. I would change the guide pin as well. And appreciate you guys coming in. Thanks a lot. And thumbs up, leave me a comment, and subscribe if you haven't. Appreciate you guys, and see you guys in the next video. Later.